every speaker that's up here, it's not about us. It's 100% about pouring into you. So I hope you're taking everything that you're learning today and you're gonna go put it in action, because that's really what matters, right? Is when we leave here, everything's all fuzzy and neat. I saw the highlight reel for the Cabo, you know how they're playing it up here on the stage, and I thought, man, I wanna be there. I'm like, wait, I'm here. But that's how highlight reels work, right? So now you gotta go back and take action so that you can make everything happen. So I'm gonna start with a funny story. My first year in Cabo was 2 years ago. This is my third year. And I waited in line because I like to be in the front row. Like, I'm that person. So they opened the doors and you would have swore like Price is Right called my name. And I come running in and I like bumped this guy. I mean, pretty hard. And he kind of like turned and looked at me and I was like, well, he must not care where he sits. So I went up to the front and I'm sitting there taking notes, and pretty soon they say, welcome Scott Lewis to the stage. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the guy I bumped. I'm like, sorry, Scott. So anyway, but today I want to talk to you a little bit about unlocking your secret sauce. So you've heard lots of ways that people are increasing production. People are changing agents' lives by giving them this gift. And do you know what it is? It's truly a gift. And if you look at it as a gift, for those of you that are afraid to get on the phone, which I am, except Bill Pipes told us we have to, so I'm gonna do it. But you know, a lot of times you're afraid to get on the phone and talk to another agent because you're afraid you don't have something to give them, right? You're like, well, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to call them, you know, maybe they're just gonna hang up on me. No, they won't. You have the best gift out there. People don't stay up at night worrying if an EXP agent's gonna call them. They stay up at night wondering how they're gonna feed their family. And also, if you think everybody's been called, my start date was 10 of 2020. Guess how many people called me and asked me to come to EXP? I thought you guys would think like 100. No, it was 0. Thank you. Yeah, okay, it was 0. And I knew some big people. I did. I guess they didn't think I'd get it. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have got it. So anyway, I want to teach you today how to elevate your influence and master persuasion. So a little bit about me. I'm a wife, mom. I have 2 kids, 2 golden doodles. We got to keep it even. I like things in, order. I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which you all heard. Brent wants to come to South Dakota. He said want. My biggest production year as a single agent, I sold 41 homes in 7 months, and I thought it was amazing. Took the rest of the year off because I was exhausted and I had a baby. So that kind of happened. Built a team that went from 0 to 300 sales in 5 years, and then I sold that for a 7-figure valuation. Since then, I've been a coach and CEO of Real Estate B School, and joined EXP in 2020, and these were my numbers. Year 1, 283 in my organization. Year 2, 586, and it's 2.5 years today. I'm at 615. All right, so here's the big idea. Here's what we're talking about. There's principles that can be used to influence behavior. How many of you have read the book from Robert Cialdini, Influence? Okay, not very many. Great. I'm gonna sound like a genius. So when these are applied effectively, you can get people to say yes, and not in that sleazy way. It's because you're actually connecting with them, right? This is all about relationships. So reciprocity, that's the first one. So what is it, right? Reciprocity is that idea that if you give someone something, we like to give something back. We're just that kind of people, right? So here's a story from the book that I thought was so interesting, and now you'll have to watch this. But when you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress comes over and they drop the little check on the table and they leave a mint, their tips are likely to increase by 3%. If they actually drop it and leave 2 mints, it goes up by 14%. But if they're super smart, they will drop the check, They'll leave a mint, take a couple steps and go, drop another mint, their tips increase by 23%. That's reciprocity in action. So what could that look like for us? Number one, offer free resources. You guys all have checklists, materials, processes, shoot a video, whatever it is. We do it all the time, right, with sellers. We're like, here's a CMA or a market report, or we have some fancy name for it, right? Second, provide support and mentorship. All of you are here because of the support, right? This whole group, EXP as a whole, I've never seen anything like it, where people will actually share everything. And why is that? Number one, we care, and number two, we're financially aligned. It's not competition, it is collaboration. Number three, introduce agents to your professional network. If you're here this week and you don't know 90% of the people in here, then you weren't from a small town like me, but you need to introduce yourself to other people. Hear their stories, right? That way when you're talking with someone, you can say, oh my gosh, that's just like my friend John. Like, he was an independent broker too. Why don't I connect you? People want to be connected with like kind. So, this is what it can look like if you do a website that you are using to have agents partner with you. So, the first few things that you want people to see is they want to be able to know what are they going to get from you, because it's noise, right? Everybody has a website, everybody has Instagram, everybody has everything. But they need to know from you what can they get. So setting expectations, and this is really small and blurry, but it says clarity, training, and results. So when they come to my website, that's what they're going to know. Secondly, what do you have to give them? Tools, systems, and videos. And if you don't have any, shoot some. And then ultimately, mentorship. Are you offering them mentorship? If you don't have that capacity, plug them in. Nobody can say they can't get training from EXP. 60 hours of training every single week. There's groups in workplace, everything. Plug them in. And if you're not plugged in, plug in. All right, the second one is scarcity. So how can you produce scarcity, right? It's creating a sense of urgency. We all remember the toilet apocalypse of 2020, right? You guys were scared, not us in the Midwest. We have corn cobs aplenty. So what can that look like for you? Highlight exclusivity, right? We have the luxury division. We have certifications. We have icon awards. Those are exclusive, right? Influencer status. Second, customized solutions. Can you provide for them a personal branding strategy or marketing strategy? Yeah, you can, because EXP has a whole back end with all that marketing material. You can help them do that. Create FOMO. How many of you have sent videos or pictures from here saying, like, I wish you were here? Yeah, it's genius, right? People want to be a part of this. Or offer them a sneak peek into your world. Let them see it before you get here. Here's what this could look like. So if you're sending out any kind of free training or videos, put a timer on it, right? Say, it's only available until Saturday and I'm shutting it off. And don't send the recording later, too bad. Next, another great example I saw was from Amy Gregory. She's an EXP, not in my line. And it says, basically this is hard to read too, but it's like, what if you could see what it was like? Just come try it on, 30 days. If you don't like it, you're out nothing, and you would have learned a ton of information. Super smart. Took away any of the pain. Just check it out. The third one is consistency. Consistency provides stability for people. It allows us to trust them. It enhances your reputation. I got to spend about 2 days with Tony Shea at Zappos before he passed away. It was about 2 months before he passed away. And you guys have probably heard this, but he said, you know, we are actually a customer service company that happens to sell shoes. And they measured everything. by how long they served the customer. Their record for the longest customer service call, take a guess, what do you think it is?
3 hours.
6 hours.
12 hours. What would you even talk about? I have no idea. But that person actually got an award for doing that because they took care of the customer. So how can you do that? Through consistency, shared values, right? When you show others who you really are, it builds that trust. It builds your reputation. When you ask for small commitments, it helps them understand the process. Don't go in guns a-blazing like, you want to list your house for me? Or, hey, you want to sign up for EXP? No. You bring them in and you're like, hey, how about this freebie? You know what? How about an analysis? Let me figure out maybe I can help you in your business. You know what? Let me send you a video on that. We have a training on that. Hey, if I can connect you with Brent, Jean, Lars, John, anybody, if I can connect you with those people, would you jump on? Hey, why don't you join me in Cabo? Join me in Build. You've got to see it to believe it. And then boom, pull out your phone with a join it. Make your efforts count though, so you track the most amount of people. This chart is from an app called Metrical. Metrical can show you what's working and what isn't as far as any kind of posts that you make. So this is really interesting because you can see here just little squares at the bottom. Those are my top videos, and it tells me that people like that information from me. So what should I do? Create more, right? They're like, we like that from you. You gotta do more. And it tells me like how much my engagement's up from it. Just those 4 posts alone increased my engagement by almost 142%. It also gives you a posting schedule. So if you're worried, how do I know how many times to post? How do I know when to post? Metrical actually will tell you when your followers are on. So it tells me on Tuesday is one of my biggest days, and nobody's working because at 2 p.m., 95% of my followers are on Instagram. So I best be posting about 1 p.m. Authority, that's the next principle. People want to follow someone that they think has authority, right? Authority can look like this, highlighting the success of the company. So if you feel like you don't have a good presence, you don't have the authority yet, highlight EXP, highlight your organization, highlight other partners. Have other leaders give you a testimonial about you and your character. This, I thought, was such a great move. So this is from Lauren Taylor, not in my organization either, so it shows you we collaborate. And Lauren has a program called Amplified, and this was all done through Instagram chat. So you can see it's like nonchalant. Hey, you're interested in learning more? Let me know, absolutely. Then, right away, testimonials, you can see the girl with the hearts, testimonials pop up, just automatically. So it tells me she has authority and other people are getting the results. Next, she sends a video, and it actually lays out what she's offering. And then lastly, she says, you know what? Most people are just gonna tell you to click right here, but I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna do a talk, and if it works, then I'll give you the information to join. That takes away all of the problems, right, when they're gonna join you. That shows authority. The last one, excuse me, is social proof. And we know social media, right? But social proof is influencing other people's actions when they're uncertain. Because we want to follow the crowd. We're hurting people, right? So you gotta show them. Collaborate with others. Do an Instagram Live, do a Facebook Live. You've seen that before, right? Where people are like, this person came into my community, we're so excited to have them, here's what they know. Secondly, you've gotta have a good hook. Everybody's mindlessly scrolling. You've got to have something that gets them to stop. And I forgot the guy's name on the first day, but he showed his Instagram and he mentioned this. Like, change up your graphics and headlines. Like, you don't want to be in the same place all the time. People are bored with that. You have to move around. You have to be in different places. You have to show them. Case studies is the last one. I'm going to show you an example of that. So on the left-hand side, this is actually Lars's website, Lars Headboard, and he's got case studies. And these case studies say exactly what was their pain, how did they get through it, and how did he help them. Genius, right? On the right-hand side here, or it's, sorry, yeah, no, left, whatever. This one, with all the little red play buttons, that is from a guy named Michael Trong. And Michael has this on his KV Core website. Those are actually testimonials of different buyers, investors, sellers. So if anybody asks him a question and he's like, you know what? Let me send you to my website. Here's a testimonial all about it. You don't have to worry. So with all of these principles, what I want you to know is that you can have influence. All you have to do is go out and talk to the people that you know. If you don't know enough people, get out there and find more. It's what we do every day in real estate, right? We find people to do business with us. This is the same thing in agent attraction. It's not different, and it's not either or. So take that out of your mind. I can only do agent attraction if I'm not in production. I can only do production if I'm not in agent attraction. It's the same thing. You're having conversations. Thank you. So make sure that you use these principles. I hope they help you to influence more agents so you can give them this gift. Thank you so much.